Hey there, this is Craig back from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Today's video blog is about drinking to escape reality because it is such a common problem and it's getting worse. It's growing. Let me explain why. You see, society is changing. We are becoming an instant gratification society. We want solutions now. Now, we've always wanted that, but now we demand it. And we get really annoyed if we don't get it. Because the internet is conditioning us to this situation. We have the whole universe of information at our fingertips. You know, it seems a lifetime ago that if you wanted to know something, you had to go to the library. You had to get out the house, get in the car or get on the bus, travel to a place, search in this place for a book, take the book out and then sit at home and read it. Now, you take your phone out your pocket and you type in the search and you have the information. And we're getting used to this. We're getting conditioned to it. And as a result, if we have a problem in life, we don't want to wait for a fix. We don't want to examine it. We just want it fixed now. And so alcohol appears to offer this instant solution. Stress at work, alcohol. Debts to pay, can't pay them, alcohol. Problem with your relationship, alcohol. It seems to make the problem go away. It seems to help you escape reality. And to a certain extent, it is doing that because alcohol is a mild anesthetic. And what happens when an anesthetic enters your body is you lose consciousness. When you go for an operation, they give you a general anesthetic and you lose total consciousness to the point where you don't think, you don't dream, you are pretty much as close to brain dead as you can get without actually dying. But surely, this is not a state that we aspire to be in. Nobody should be aspiring to be as close to brain dead as possible. I mean, it's insane, isn't it? So alcohol is an anesthetic as well. Not a very good one, but it still is. So when you drink it, it dulls your senses. It dulls your awareness. So if you've got money problems and you drink alcohol, the sensation can be that you're slightly less concerned about that problem because you're slightly less conscious of it. And what happens is our subconscious is always monitoring our response to situations. You see, when we're a child and we first touch a hot pan on the stove, we learn pretty quickly that doing that creates pain. And so our subconscious learns very quickly to avoid touching pans on stoves. But it also learns other things as well. Our subconscious is always monitoring and noticing. So when you're stressed after a hard day at work and you come home and you take a drink of alcohol and you go, your subconscious has noticed this. And because you do this thousands of times over your drinking career, it becomes an embedded command in the subconscious. So now, in the future, when you get stressed, your subconscious goes, okay, negative situation, need to find a solution. Let's look back over the database. Okay, alcohol works, and it gives you a craving for alcohol. So now you have that craving to drink because your subconscious says, this works. The problem is, alcohol doesn't take away problems. It doesn't even stop them. All it does is pause the problems, just for a moment. And as soon as the alcohol wears off, the problems come back. But the problem, again, is they're compounded now because if you've got a money problem, one of the worst things you can do is just ignore it. And if you're continually drinking to avoid your debt problem, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. You're failing to deal with the problem. You're just repeatedly hitting the pause button on it. But now you also have a whole heap of other problems because alcohol is a problem in and of itself. So if you're stressed because you have debt, your credit cards are out of control, and so you're drinking to avoid dealing with that reality, you also have the fact that you're now spending $10, $15 a day on alcohol, which is making the debt problem even worse. If you weren't spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year on booze, maybe your debt problem wouldn't be a problem. So alcohol, in every situation in life, creates loops. And it's these loops that make us so painful and miserable when we drink. And one of them is the perception that it helps us cope with life. It helps us cope with reality, and that we can escape our problems by drinking. But it's a huge catch-22, because it actually makes all the problems worse and gives you a whole heap more problems on top of them. Drinking is no solution to the problems of life. It does not help you escape reality. It is a short-term fix to a long-term problem. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, get in touch with me via the website www.stopdrinkingexpert.com.